it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome to today's tutorial. Today I will show you how I transformed an old thrift shop jacket into this sassy vest with a wolf motif on the back. You don't have to use lace just like I did. You can use either a jersey or faux leather, or you can simply use the sleeves of the jacket. You just turn them around so that the shade is a little bit different than the rest of the jacket, and it would work too. And by the way, yes, I chopped my hair. I finally did it. I've done really stupid things to my hair over the past months and I wasn't really happy with it, and I tend to be too obsessive when it comes to my hair. I've had long hair for many years now, and I found out that this obsessive behavior when it comes to my hair is actually super unhealthy for me, and I decided to let it go. And I finally found the courage and I went to a hairdresser, and I have decided to do this short hairstyle where it's still a little bit longer in the front because I like to play with my hair. So that was the reason, so a little extra info. And now let's get into this video. So if you want to know how I transformed the thrift shop old jacket into the sassy vest, then please keep watching, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss any further projects. So let's start. First, I cut off the sleeves. I cut as close to the seam as possible. I kept the sleeves for my further DIY projects. I do not like wasting, and spare denim pieces are always great to have. Next, I made a few adjustments. I made bust darts pointing towards the bottom edge of the pockets closest to the armholes. And I also cut the shoulder area a bit more. The best thing is to try your vest on first in order to figure out how open you want the armholes to be. Next, I sew the bust darts. I used a regular straight stitch, and I also used the lock stitch at the beginning and at the end of the bust dart. Once that was done, I pinned them to one side just to keep them flat. Then I measured lace long enough for my armholes. I have sewn the ends together first, and then I started pinning the lace around the armholes. I pinned it good sides facing each other. Here is what it looked like once the lace has been pinned in place. I have sewn the lace on with a stretchy stitch, but you can use either straight stitch or a zigzag stitch instead. Then I folded the lace inwards and pinned it in place. Here is what it looked like. I threaded my sewing machine with a brown thread on the top so that it would match the rest of the jacket. Then I have sewn the edge through. I have used a stretchy straight stitch, but you can use, of course, also the regular straight stitch. This is what the armholes now looked like. And next I started working on my wolf motif. I printed out an enlarged image of the wolf from my crest, and I have used it as a template for my lace part. I also used the lid of my pin box for the moon. And then I started cutting all of the shapes out. The lace I have used was a rest of my last project when I prolonged my sleeves and the body of a sweater that shrunk. Link to the video is in the description box. Here is what the lace wolf looked like. I also used pieces of vintage lace for the clouds. This is how the moon with the clouds looked like. As a next step, I pinned my moon and the wolf to the back of my vest. This is how I positioned the motifs. And then I pinned pieces of the same lace that I have used for the armholes on the shoulder area. I made 2 rows. And then the shoulder area looked like this. And I used the same lace also for 2 rows on the back of the vest. I started sewing on all of the pieces. I used straight stitch on the moon and the wolf first. I had to twist and move the vest many times so that I could trace out the shapes perfectly. Whenever I twisted the vest, I lifted the sewing foot, but I made sure that the needle was lowered so that it would stay in place. I have sewn on the shoulder lace and the 2 rows on the back. Here I used straight stitch only, always quite close to the edges, and I was always using the back stitch at the beginning and at the end of each part. Once all parts have been sewn on with the straight stitch, I set my machine to the zigzag stitch. I made it denser and about medium wide, and then I have sewn around the edges of the wolf, the moon and the clouds. Here I have used the dense zigzag so that I could prevent the lace from fraying. Here is what the back of the vest looked like so far, and a short look on the armholes and the shoulder area. And now to the last step. I started adding star-shaped studs and rhinestones in different sizes around the moon. I also positioned several rhinestones on the moon itself. Then I covered the vest carefully with a cotton sheet so that I wouldn't move any of the studs and rhinestones, and I ironed all of this bling on. And then my vest was done. I love that the vest is sassy but still kind of girly, and it is definitely an original piece only I have. But of course now you can use my idea and make your own version. So that was my video for today. If you liked the idea, if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumb up. Also, if you're going to create your own vest using this idea, don't forget to tag me on Instagram so that I can see what you guys created. It's always fun seeing that. And thank you so much for watching. If you don't want to miss any further videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you also hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get notifications whenever I upload a new video. All of my Instagram accounts are linked below. I have linked down below the series Sewing for Beginners, which is definitely gonna have some continuation. I just wanted to include some other projects too, but I think like in the middle of May there's gonna be more episodes to it, and I will link also my whole playlist sewing down below just in case you're interested. If you guys would want to support me on Patreon, I would be extremely helpful for that. My Patreon account is also linked down below. And if you have any questions regarding to this project, just write them in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. I love creating videos for you and I love sharing my ideas with you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you with my next video. Bye!